She was only 16 when her world crumbled, a silent storm raging within. For years, she carried the weight of her trauma like a shadow, her voice muffled by fear and shame. But one crisp autumn morning, she gazed into the mirror and whispered, "You are more than your scars." That whisper ignited a spark of defiance. Slowly, painfully, she began to reclaim her life. Therapy sessions became her battleground, where she fought to understand and heal. Tears flowed freely as she poured her heart onto journal pages, each word a step towards liberation. In moments of despair, she found solace in prayer, clinging to hope when darkness threatened to engulf her. The journey was far from linear. Some days, she felt invincible, ready to conquer the world. Others, she could barely leave her bed, haunted by memories that refused to fade. But she persevered, gathering strength from the smallest victories, a genuine smile, a peaceful night's sleep, a moment of pure joy. As she pieced herself back together, she discovered a resilience she never knew she possessed. The broken parts of her soul began to mend, not into their original form, but into something stronger, more beautiful. She realized that her pain hadn't defined her, it had refined her, forging her into a warrior of light. One day, she found herself standing before a small group, trembling but determined. She shared her story, not seeking pity, but offering a lifeline to those still drowning in their own pain. Her words, once trapped inside, now flowed like a river, carrying hope and healing to every ear that listened. In that moment, she understood her purpose. Her trauma, once a burden, had become a powerful tool for change. She saw the flicker of recognition in their eyes, the silent nods of understanding. For every person who found strength in her words, she felt her own wounds healing a little more. As word spread, her audience grew. From community centers to conference halls, she stood tall, her voice unwavering. She spoke of the darkness, yes, but more importantly, she spoke of the light that follows. Healing is messy, she would say, her eyes shining with hard-earned wisdom. But it's also possible, and so incredibly worth it. Her journey inspired others to begin their own. Survivors reached out, sharing their stories, finding solidarity in their shared experiences. She listened with compassion, offering guidance when asked, but always reminding them of their own innate strength. "You have the power to rewrite your story," she'd tell them, believing it with every fiber of her being. As the years passed, she witnessed miracles. People who once thought themselves broken beyond repair found the courage to seek help. Families torn apart by trauma began to heal together. Communities started conversations that had been silenced for too long. She never forgot the girl she once was, scared, alone, believing the lie that she was somehow to blame. But now, when she looked in the mirror, she saw a warrior, a healer, a beacon of hope. Her scars remained, but they no longer defined her. Instead, they were a testament to her resilience, a map of her journey from victim to victor. Her story became a rallying cry for change. She advocated for better support systems, fought against the stigma of mental health, and pushed for education on trauma and healing. Every time she spoke, a ripple of change spread through her audience, touching lives in ways she could never fully know. In quiet moments, she marveled at how far she had come. From a place of such profound darkness, she had emerged not just surviving, but thriving. Her pain had been transformed into purpose, her silence into a powerful voice for change. She knew the work was far from over. There would always be more stories to hear, more hearts to heal, more battles to fight. But she was ready, armed with compassion, fueled by her own journey, and driven by an unshakable belief in the human spirit's capacity for healing. As she prepared for her next speaking engagement, she paused, taking a deep breath. She thought of all the souls who would find hope in her words, all the lives that might be changed. And in that moment, she felt it, the full circle of her journey, from a broken girl to a woman who led others towards light. She stepped onto the stage, her presence radiating strength and empathy. And as she began to speak, her words carried the weight of her experience and the promise of healing. In every sentence, in every pause, in every tear and smile, her message rang clear: from the depths of trauma, triumph is possible. And in that triumph, we find not just healing for ourselves, but the power to heal others.